Now there's so many thoughts going through my brain, and now I'm taking these shots like it's Novocaine. Yeah, ooh, I fall apart, down to my core. Ooh, I fall apart, down to my core. Didn't know before, surprised when you call me up, love. Hardest damn jewelry I bought, you was my shorty I thought.
So we are headed towards Hilton Head for a little weekend getaway. I've been coming out to this island pretty much my whole life. Even when we lived out in Arizona, we would come out here every summer and spend a couple weeks down here. And over the years, we've managed to meet a couple families and gotten to know them really well. And they have a son my age, and he was having some of his buddies out here for a little weekend golf trip. And I think one of them might have bailed, so he reached out to me to see if I was available, and things worked out. So we're gonna head down and have a good weekend with them. So I'm pretty pumped and looking forward to it. I'm probably gonna try and also turn it into like a little fishing trip as well, and see what I can do out on the water. So I reached out to one of our guides, our fishing guides that we've been using over the years, and kind of
watch out, pothole on road ahead.
To avoid that. Kind of gotten to know him, pretty well, and built a pretty solid relationship with him. So he told me that the surf fishing is just now starting to pick up. Some of the reds are starting to bite. There's a really cool jetty on the beach that we stay on, so I'll be walking down towards that and see what I can do over at the jetty. And pretty sure it's a redfish kind of breeding ground, and they've also got some black drum in there as well. Hopefully we can get into some of that and get some cool videos on it. So his name is Kai Williams with Awesome Charter Adventures. If you're ever down in Hilton Head looking for a good guide to take you out, he's a good dude. He'll make your time worthwhile on the water. I've had a lot of success with him, so he's a good guy to go out with and super knowledgeable about all the water in the area. He grew up on the island, so he knows pretty much everything there is to know about it. So it's pretty cool having someone like him just to reach out to and give you some guidance. Without further ado, let's kick it off. We just walked down to the jetty, which is this rock structure kind of behind me, and it's looking like the tide is starting to come back in right now. The thing with this spot is that it's like when it's on, and there's like sometimes it's just like the switch is flipped and like fish are biting like crazy. So I'm gonna get rigged up. Hopefully it's a good time right now, and then show you guys like what I use, the standard Carolina rig with some head-on shrimp, and then we'll go from there and see what we can get into. So I'm pretty excited. Looks like there's some guys fishing the peak right now on the jetty, but I kind of learned my lesson that way the hard way. A couple years ago I was out here and I was walking across and I slipped and fell into an oyster bed and ended up with 7 staples in my ankle. So learned my lesson and probably not going to be doing that again. So we're going to get to it. Hopefully this is going to be a good time. No way. Well, I don't know if that was caught on film or not, but that has never happened to me before. There's a blue crab that was stuck on the hook. So he got a nice little free snack out of that shrimp. That would have been good to catch and honestly use as bait too, but oh well. That came off like right when I was about to scoop it up, so super funny though. Yeah, those other fishermen that were on the point of the jetty out there, they got out with a nice sheep's head and then a really good sized red. So it's cool to see that, they're catching stuff out here, and it's kind of early in the season still. It's April right now, so it's not like the best time, but it's starting to pick up from what our guide was saying that I mentioned earlier. So I don't know, it's just cool seeing other people have success out here too, and hopefully it'll be my turn at some point. What I thought was kind of interesting is that they were using oysters as bait, which I've never done before. Usually just stuck to like squid and shrimp, so that might be a new little secret to try out. And then another guy that was kind of talking to them was giving me tips on putting it on the hook because it kind of comes off easily. He was saying you can wrap dental floss around it and tie it off so it doesn't come off the hook. So might have to give that a little bit of a go. Alright, decided to call it there. The tide was just coming in way too fast and just wasn't even worth it. So hopefully I can plan a little bit better for that next time and then see what we can do. There is another guy that I was just talking to, and he kind of recommended another cool spot that's not on the beach. It's kind of like a little inner channel way. It's about 5 minutes away from where we're staying, so I might go check that out tomorrow and see if there's any more luck in there. But so we go on next, we're gonna have to keep crossing our fingers for a fish.
It's the jelly.
Why are we taking such aggressive lines?
Yeah. Just aim in the middle of it.
Go. Go. Gotta go.
Holy moon rocket.
He ain't sleeping, he looking at you, Chapin.
Alright, we're good. I decided to try my luck at the spot that the guy yesterday told me about. And I mean, it looks pretty good right now. The tide isn't great, so that's not good, obviously, to start off with. But we're gonna give it a go and see what we can do. So fingers crossed. It's a pretty cool spot, honestly. It's not like a secret spot, but it's not like crazy well known. It's right off of the main road here on the island, so there's a bunch of cars going by and stuff, but you know, it's away from that at least, so you can't really see anything. The bike path right behind me, so it's kind of trafficked with that, but it's not too bad. So not yet. I just got here, but I've heard a lot about it. So the redfish like coming through here, some of the drums. So we'll see what happens. The tide's not great right now, though.
No,
so
it's pretty low. It's not even moving in
yeah.
yet.
So probably didn't time it the best, but I had some time to kill. So
Fish these ponds. Are you allowed to fish them, or
Yeah.
how about the ones back over here behind the Kroger?
behind the Kroger. Yeah, I think that's all. You can access it as long as you can't see. If you see a sign, I mean, obviously
Yeah, I
don't
just
do
wondered. I
it.
didn't see many lines or
But yeah.
stuff dangling in the bushes and trees. Or
Yeah. I'm gonna switch it up right now. I'm gonna throw on like an artificial lure, just kind of imitate the shrimp, I think. But it's just so slow that I kind of want to be a little more interactive. So this might pick it up, it might not. I don't know. I think the tide really needs to start coming in before I can start getting any activity. So it'll be up in about 4 or 5 hours. So I might decide to call it quits before then, but we'll see. Hopefully something's gonna get going here. right, I'm gonna call it. That spot is cool, but it was just so like confined and just small quarters that I just really couldn't cast very well, and I don't know, there just wasn't a lot of activity going on, so decided to get out. Tomorrow I'm definitely gonna go to Pinckney Island. It's the next island over, and I'm just gonna do like a lot of homework tonight and figure out what we need to do in order to catch a fish. So hopefully tomorrow will be, you know, a lot better, and I'll be able to actually get something out there. And I'm kind of just looking forward to going over there just because I've never been there and I've heard about it, you know, for all these years. So super pumped to check that out. From there, I'll probably just head out of town. So we got one more day. Tomorrow, I am really hoping that we're gonna catch something. So keeping the fingers crossed, and I'll see what happens. All right, so I changed my mind. Instead of going to Pinckney Island, I'm gonna head over to Hunting Island. It's a little bit farther away, but it's closer on my way home. So I'm gonna head out that way. It's about an hour from where I'm at right now. And still has great fishing. So hopefully we can get something out there and be out there for a couple hours. 7:25 right now. So it looks like we'll get there about 8:30-ish, which should be perfect. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. Let's get after it. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Love seeing that at 7:30 in the morning. So unfortunately, as I was coming in, I was asking the guy at the guard tower any tips that he has on fishing out here, and he said that the beach access is closed, so I can't fish in this designated area. However, Little Hunting Island is like a mile away, and he said that my pass works for both. So it's not a complete bust. I'll go check that out after this, but this place is awesome. I want to just kind of explore this area and see what I can get into. There's a sweet lighthouse right here. So there's still stuff that I can do while I'm here, hopefully, and just enjoy this. So I guess this area is kind of known for pretty much just being consumed by the ocean, and there's like a boneyard of trees all around. Apparently that's over on South Beach where you can see a lot of them, but I guess the rising tides over the years just continue to consume all the wildlife and the nature and the trees on the island. So I'm a little bit confused because it's not look like the beach is closed at all. There's a bunch of people on it. I don't see anyone fishing, but I'm not going to take any chances and run the risk of getting caught. So I think I'm just going to head over to that other island that he was saying, Little Hunting Island, and see what I can do over there. But this place is super cool. Definitely want to come back here again at some point. You can also camp here. There's campgrounds like right before you get into the main part of the island, so it'd be kind of cool to set up shop here and hang out for a weekend. This is where all the cool guys go. It's good to know that there's a really big boat ramp down here, at least. If I ever get a boat someday. Or rather, when I get a boat. That was kind of a trek to get down here, but we made it. This is probably the spot that I was talking about earlier, like the boneyard. The trees just have been focusing. There we go. Just been washed up and pretty much eaten by the ocean. This is crazy though. I'm trying to decide. There's a little lagoon back behind me, some water running through it, and not too keen on casting out in the surf right now. This just does not look too ideal, but I'm gonna keep walking around, exploring this place a little bit more, and hopefully land on a spot here in the next couple minutes. I think I've got a couple options. I've been scouting out some areas to go to, and all along this side right here is just too thick with brush, and it's just too hard to get a cast in. So dang, I should have brought bug spray. I'm getting eaten alive. But right up behind me here, or in front of me rather, thinking about going to that little beach spot or to that one. So hopefully that'll work out. We'll see what we can do. Hey buddy. Little jellyfish action. These guys don't even do anything. They're just there floating in the water. Well, he's not, but I'm not even sure what the purpose is of jellyfish. They're just are senseless creatures floating around the ocean that just cause harm to people and make you mad. Except those ones. Those ones are cool. They don't do anything. I'm sure there's actually a purpose for them. I just don't know enough about jellyfish to know what they do. So decided to switch up the tackle a little bit. I took off the Carolina rig and just put on like a standard double dropper. So hopefully it'll increase my chances of catching something. Still using shrimp head on. See what we can do. Probably not going to do too much like recording and sitting, just because I want to save the battery life on that, and my phone's pretty low on battery too, so just going to try and wait and see what happens. But obviously I hook up to something, I'll turn it on and see if I can get it, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So the tide has moved way out from when I started. There's a couple more minutes, and then if I'm not getting anything, I'm gonna move over to the surf, which is just right behind me. Not really too keen on surf fishing right now, but I think it's gonna give us a better chance at catching something than in here. So you can see that sandbar is like fully exposed at this point. So it's only like a foot right in this area that I'm fishing. So it's just not deep. All right, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to hear me. There's a Coast Guard helicopter doing some maneuvers in the background, but I'm gonna go over to the surf. I just threw on an artificial lure, just trying to see what I could do with that, and I think it's just way too shallow right now. The tide moved out so quickly, so I'm gonna go see what the surf has to offer, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better than this. All right, different ball game now. It's got some open waters to work with, so I'm thinking about just casting like straight this direction, right where that helicopter is right now. And then hopefully there'll be some fish feeding through that zone, because there's a sandbar like right behind it, and it looks like it feeds out over into like this little channel next to me, and then deeper waters behind that, it looks like. So hopefully there'll be something in there. Fingers crossed. The tide is really still going far out, so just in the 5 minutes I've been here, it's already moved like a couple feet, so I don't know, gives me a better chance to get the cast a little farther, I guess, but I don't really know what that means for fishing this area. I'm not really familiar with it at all, so kind of flying blind. See that tension in the tip? That's what keeps happening the 2 times before. And it's been like, I could see like there's slack in my line, and then it gets tension like this, and then reel it in, nothing's on it. That was me pulling the line, but I don't know, it's weird. I'm gonna let this one go for a little bit and see what happens. Bucktails are so satisfying to cast because they go mine. Must be nice, bro. Alright, decided to pack it in. It's kind of an unfortunate day, just super slow, never got anything, but it's just the way it goes. Got about a 4-hour drive to get back home, which I'm not really looking forward to, but we got to do it. And then coming up, I got a trip coming in about a week and a half, going to Colorado for a snowboarding trip, so I'm pretty excited about that. So stay tuned for that trip. It's going to be awesome. And thanks so much for watching this one and tagging along with this adventure. I promise one of these days we will get a fish on this channel, but I guess until then, you just got to keep sticking around and watching the videos. So that being said, until next time, we'll see you out there. Peace.